First card I have is from Barbara Williams. And while Barbara's coming up, I know that she knows, but for everybody else's information, excuse me, we limit our speakers to 3 minutes. There's a clock that you can see, a clock that I can see. When the time gets down to 2 minutes, there'll be a yellow light flash and there will be a tone. And we ask you to please finish up in that next minute. When the red light comes on, your time will be up.
Barbara Williams.
Just a minute, Barbara, I'm sorry.
You have an opportunity here tonight to show the citizens of Camarillo that you truly care about the people and respect their wishes. A grassroots effort of citizen volunteers followed the process to get a petition on term limits for the City Council approved so that we could actually gather signatures. We only needed 4,007 signatures but gathered 5,370 and 4,600 were considered valid by the county. Thank you, Jeffrey and Brian, for your support. Citizens throughout the city came out in droves and even searched us out to sign. The people have spoken, and you have a duty to approve our ballot measure for November because las personas son la ciudad. I implore you, which many of my friends here tonight also support, to reject Councilman Tremblay's term limit measure that was begrudgingly approved by the council in defense of our ballot measure. The proposed wording gives a false impression that it is like ours, but 3 terms instead, which is actually incorrect. And yes, Mrs. McDonald, we remember your remarks about our efforts. The honorable thing would be to remove it from the ballot. As citizens, we do not want our city funds to be used regarding the Tremblay proposed ballot measure in lieu of ours. You might ask why we did this. We no longer feel the people are the city. You have stopped listening to us and push your own agendas rather than what we want and deserve. People proposing projects in our community work directly with city staff to promote and describe their intent. Staff prepares position papers with little or no community input and largely just the limited data presented by the applicant, which then goes into your notebooks to prepare for the meeting. Many times you only get one side of the story with little on the other side, if any. We get the impression that you've already made up your minds before the meeting. The applicant or representative of the applicant gets as much time as they need to sell their project. We who oppose only get 3 minutes, and like SB 54 discussions, only got 2 minutes. Regarding the development of the Camarillo Springs Golf Course, professionals persuaded and or coerced Camarillo Springs using bribery such as free food, t-shirts, and flashy presentations. They were told that they either compromised or the golf course was going to be closed. They then gave the supporters info on when they were going to bring back their application. Those of us who opposed found out at the last minute and did not have weeks to organize an opposition group. Ron Kester, just a resident, self-appointed head of the ad hoc committee, and not a representative of the whole community, got as long as he wanted to present the highly biased views of the developer. Those of us opposed got 3 minutes, and careful planning meant that the supporters outnumbered the opposition. The majority of the Camarillo Springs community got no information or nor notification. As experienced as you claim you are, you fell for the con. This, along with the fire station and the old courthouse, are examples why we want term limits. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Dana Schuster.
Ooh, okay.
You can pull it right down. And we'll hear you better that way. Thank you.
Dana Schuster.
Move over and speak right into it. There you go.
Good. Now? Okay. As one of the authors of Camarillo Citizens for Term Limits, I want to thank Jeffrey Madlin, the city clerk, and Brian Pierik, the city attorney, for all their help. It is also important to acknowledge and thank the 5,000 plus Camarillo citizens that signed the petition. Tonight, I'd like the council to consider removing Tony Tremblay's anything but real term limit proposed from the ballot because it has no support. Early on, we reached out to Tony, but with typical city council ways, he repeatedly refused to hear what our citizens want. Instead, he insisted that his term limits proposal was entirely his idea. As with all the current city council members, he did not speak to any citizens, consulted no one, and made no effort to find out what Camarillo citizens want. 3 months after the fact, nobody has publicly come forward to support Tony's term limits. Even all of you, his fellow council members, don't support Tony's term limits. While gathering signatures, it was easy to see that our residents are angry and frustrated with a total and complete lack of regard for their say in how their city is run. It is way past time that the citizens of Camarillo are heard and respected. Remove Tony Tremblay's proposal and give the residents what they want. Thank you.